Hello, good day and welcome. Today we're going to be dealing with BECE 2019 AGRIC Science Past Question 23. The method of propagation by which plant parts is made to develop roots whilst they attached to the parent plant is dash. A. Stalking, B. Layering, C. Budding, and D. Grafting. Now we are asked to locate or to pick which actually represents the method of propagation by which plants is being propagated through its parts, making the parts to develop roots whilst they attach to the parent plant. Now this plant propagation is just simply a method of producing new plant species, or to ensure continuous growth of plants, that is to prevent extinction, continuous growth of such species. Now we have various methods of propagation, that is various methods by which these plants can be propagated. Plants can be propagated sexually and asexually, but the method we are discussing here now is the asexual method of propagation. Asexual method of propagation, that is, it does not require the transfer of this in sex cells. So now we are giving A, stalking. Now stalking here is not a method of propagation at all. Stalking is not a method of propagation in agriculture. Then B here says layering. Now layering is simply a method of propagation in which the branches of a plant is placed on the soil. The branches of the plant is placed on the soil in order for it to do to develop roots, and we call these roots the adventitious roots. We call the roots the adventitious roots. And if you notice, this layering is actually done while this branch is still attached to its parent plants. Now let me give a brief diagrammatic illustration of layering. Let's say, for instance, you have a parent plant like this. This is a parent plant, and this is a branch of the plant. And let's say, for instance, this is the soil. You will see now that this branch of the plant has been made to make contact with the soil here, and as a result of this contact with the soil, this branch will begin to develop roots here like this, and we call this the adventitious roots. So that's layering. Then C here says C here says budding. Now budding is also a method of plant propagation whereby different parts of a plant, but in budding, a part of one plant is cut and attached to another plant, and this is how budding looks like. This is the diagrammatic expression of a budding. Look at it here. Let's say you have a plant here. This is plant A, and you have another plant. We call this plant B. Now a part here of plant B will be cut. We call this a bud. Now when this part is cut, it will be fixed to another plant which has already been made, which its position has been made available in this plant A. Now this part here that is cut away from this plant B will now be attached to this plant A here. It will be attached here and tied together with either rope or anything that will make it stay together, and then allowed to grow. Now when this begins to grow, what happens? A new species of plant is formed. Species that has the traits of plant B and plant A will be formed. So that's budding. Now grafting here is also like budding, in which a different part of a plant is cut and then attached to another plant. But in terms of grafting, you won't get a bud like in budding. Grafting is simply like this. Let's say you have a plant A and a plant B. Now in grafting, this plant A will be cut like this into two. We call this upper part the scion, and also plant B like this will be cut into two. Now this part here, this scion that is cut from plant A now will now get to be attached to the plant B. It will be attached to plant B, and now this plant B and plant A now part that is attached together will now grow to give what? To give a new species. So this is grafting. But the question says what? Method of propagation by which plant part is made to develop roots while still attached to the parent plant. And like we've discussed earlier on, layering is the method of propagation in which what? The branches of the plant still attached to the parent plant to be made to what? Make contact with the soil. And as a result of this contact made to the soil, it develops what? A root, adventitious root. So the answer to this question is actually B, layering. Thank you very much and God bless you. Please ensure to subscribe to our channel for more videos.